Good morning, Minecraft gamers, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Fun with FlapJack Hardcore Minecraft. I am in the Java Realm Extreme Survival world that I've been building, and I have added some new interesting things. But before I show you what it is that I wanted to show you, I thought I might share with you that Rogi Bear and Ichiru Natsume have been working on some really cool ideas, and together, I know Rogi has been able to put this tower together, I think inspired by or aided by Ichiru. The wagon as well. These are, I believe, concepts that are already available on the internet. If you go searching for these styles of Western builds, you should come across something that looks similar to this. Now, in this yeah, basically I'm in a southwestern desert. This world, as I've mentioned in a few videos in the past, is entirely designed and consisting of this huge mesa. So the entire world is a mesa. And then I put in a world border at 25,000. So 12,500 blocks from each direction from this building, you'll run into the world border. So, with their inspiration of this style of building, I decided to change the central building from a saloon approach to more of a mercantile. So, this building is actually a mercantile or a shop that you might go into as a pilgrim coming in from the dusty trail, and you've got to make some trades with these guys. I'm thinking about renaming Egghead. I just had to give them names so it didn't say shopkeeper. Mob Drop Bob will give you a diamond for all of the different types of drops that you can get in the game. And so, yeah, some are a little bit more interesting trades than others, but Blacksmith Bob, wait, Blacksmith Bart will trade diamonds for and gear for mending. And that's right, he'll give you mending gear for diamond cost and put that on your tool and give it back to you. That might be his name. Derpy Dave will trade these spawn eggs with you. And of course, you might be wondering what manner you'll be able to obtain leather through, since you basically could only get it from wandering trader llamas, and they only show up potentially every 20 minutes at a 7.5% chance of spawning near a player. That being said, there is like, you can get leather from fishing as well, but it's not very much, to be honest. Even with Luck of the Sea, it takes you quite a long time to put the leather together that you need to play the game. Yeah, the way I designed for you to get leather in this world, since it isn't available, is to kill zombies. And there's a data pack that will allow you to dry out the zombie flesh in a furnace and collect it as leather. So you can do that. Rattlesnake Jim will trade dirt and a diamond for about any type of natural resource in the game, flowers and dye and yeah, the coral reef type things, and then even prismarine blocks and sea lanterns. You can get some bamboo if you don't want to wait on a wandering trader to show up. If you're fortunate enough to figure out how to get chickens in the game, which it's not hard once you figure out how to get chickens in the game, trade that with some sand. Of course, sand isn't available in this world. You have to go visit Dirty John, I think, sells some sand. He'll trade some red sand for some yellow sand, and you can then get yourself some turtle eggs. Yep, you can do all kinds of really cool things. I think he also trades seagrass, or whatever it's called, seaweed, seagrass. Let's take a quick look and see what that's called. It's in here. Large ferns, lily pads, sea pickles. Whoops. There it is. Seagrass. That's right. That's what turtles will eat. And then you could actually breed your turtles, set up a turtle farm, whatever you wanted to do. You could do that once you get some of that yellow sand. I don't think they'll naturally, uh, I don't know. I don't want to misspeak. Turtles might use red sand, but you won't get yellow sand in this world. You have to go visit Dirty John. So, hey, Mr. Dirty John, what you got going on, Dirty John? Dirty John will trade a couple stacks of red sand for a stack of yellow sand. I don't know how he obtained it, but perhaps he's traveled off to another dimension. Again, he'll trade a couple stacks of red sand for a stack of gravel. Maybe you want to put together some concrete powder. Yeah, then if you got an abundance of cobble, you can trade that off for a diamond. diamond. You trade some iron in for gold, cactus for an iron block. That's a pretty good trade, honestly, right there. I think I'm going to work on building myself a couple cactus farms. Yeah, definitely. You can, trade off diamonds and dragon's head and get a nether star. It's pretty stout pricing, but I mean, think about it. It's a beacon, baby. Or I've made it to where if you resummon the dragon and kill it, it will leave a dragon's egg behind every time you kill it. So we can trade dragon eggs with some end crystals. So go kill some ghast, make some crystals, kill the dragon, and you can get you a beacon without the nether star. So yeah, there's all kinds of things available and happening in this world. And the reason I did all this is because I wanted this realm to give a purpose to the items in the game that are just basically stockpiled and of no value or use once you have them. If no other players are interested in them, they just sit in your chest and don't do you any good. Well, we can trade those items in and collect diamonds, and then of course use diamonds and diamond blocks to trade either with other players or with the villagers here at World Spawn. So yeah, Freddy the Fish, he'll trade about anything dealing with fishing, general basic fishing, to give you diamonds, or you can purchase Freddy's favorite, or the God Rod as well. Then way over here by this building, this is actually a building that leads to the nether. So if you go into this building and hop through that portal, you go right into the nether, and then you land near a stronghold. And there's a nice path. We've looted the crap out of the stronghold, by the way, and I don't think there are any blaze spawners left. That might be my fault. I do have silk touch mining for spawners, so you can actually collect the spawners and build your farms in your base. Just bear in mind, if you build your base in a place where other players can find it, griefing and raiding is allowed in this world. So that's why I live in the end really, really far away from everybody. Let's see, Johnny Appleseed will basically trade every type of vegetable seed and whatnot in the game. And I did adjust his trade. For those of you that saw the overpriced trade for the sweet berries, I did lower the cost slightly and then make the trade equal with the rest of the types of trades in this world. But my opinion is still that sweet berries are overpowered in production, and you'll get a ton of sweet berries quick because they grow really fast. Shady Sam used to be the I named him Emerald King because you have to give him a name or they just show up as shopkeeper or shop trader or something like that, and that's just boring. So I named him Shady Sam, and he'll actually do the same trades as Johnny Appleseed, but provide emeralds for those trades, and it wasn't necessary to sell you sweet berries again through him. That would just be redundant. But I put in a cattle barn, and it's got a bunch of pack mules actually in it, so it's like a pack mule cattle barn. There aren't any cows in this world, so yeah, you can get a cow spawn egg and then potentially put that cow spawn egg in a monster cage if you go mining, silk touch mining monster cages. I haven't got It's kind of glitchy. It's vanilla and it gets a little bit wonky at times. So yeah, if you're a player in this realm and you run into trouble with not being able to place the spawn egg in the monster cage, just give me a shout on Discord and I'll come take care of that, or Rogi will come take care of that for you. No cost, no worries. Just the hassle of it happening. But vanilla worlds are, sometimes they get a little bit tricky. So it's a 50-50. It worked about half the time for me, and I'm the OP realm owner. So yeah, I do play everything in survival mode. I administrate in creative mode and build here at World Spawn in creative mode. But that being said, this building actually right in this area, or maybe down along this boardwalk right up in here, I might build a blacksmith shop. Not necessarily right directly beside the cattle barn because, fire can happen. We don't want a fire spread and burn down our building. But maybe nestled into this area, a blacksmith shop of some sort, and then perhaps something along this area of this boardwalk. You could fill in this style of building. Who knows? Who knows? We don't know how overpopulated we want our little pilgrim town to be. But at the same time, yeah, you want it hustling, you want it bustling, you want all kinds of people doing all kinds of things. This guy's just chilling. He's just hanging out up on top of the building for no reason whatsoever. Same as these guys over here. It's mostly just aesthetics, just so that, yeah, they just happen to be here. But if you land on this, you're flying in maybe with Elytra and you swoop down inside of here and land I did put doors in here, although now that I think about it, I don't remember if players can activate doors here at World Spawn. You might be stuck. You might have to trigger spawn or trigger home to get out of that balcony. So yeah, that's all aesthetics. Don't get yourself stuck in there. You just have to trigger out, teleport out, no big deal. This is vanilla realms, so you have to use trigger commands instead of like in a bucket server or whatever. You just would type command spawn and it would teleport you to spawn. This you have to type like trigger spawn set 1 because it's all hooked to like a scoreboard and things like that. But yeah, this is pretty cool. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you over and I'm going to show you what I've been building. Survival mode building my base. In the end, I'm quite pleased with how it's been turning out so far. Let's see, if I trigger home, voila, here I am, that fast. I did not put a delay on that. I know some worlds, they have a 1, 2, 3, 5, 10-second delay on teleporting, but this world is like extremely harsh. The mobs are set up on a data pack called Deep Mods, and usually that mod just runs from Y35 down where the mobs are extremely challenging to kill. I actually reset that to Y70 and down. So this world, in the overworld, the mobs are set Y70 and down. They are insanely hard to kill, probably in the nether and probably in the end world as well. I think the Endermen, when they attack me, are a little bit harder to kill now, so it might actually be transferring to all dimensions. I don't know for sure. I downloaded it, but this is my fortress, my citadel. This is what I decided I wanted to build. I'm thousands and thousands and thousands of blocks out into the end, and I found this particular island that I liked, mostly because it had the teleport back to the Dragon's Island right there, and but also I liked it because it's this nice big island that would let me build my fortress, my little empire, and then I'll be able to shape this island how I want it. And then it actually connected naturally. I didn't do that. It connected naturally to this island as well. You have all the little tiny little islands outside. So it's this big, huge island that I could build on and have a lot of fun building here in the end. And you know, I'm going to transform this island over to something more natural and not so, you know, just it's filled with such despair looking at it. You know, it's the end. It's a dark black void of no light. You get to see quite nicely because I have my gamma turned up for recording videos. And yeah, this otherwise is quite gloomy living in the end. But yeah, I tend to convert what I do in the end over to something pretty nice, pretty decent. But yeah, I traded with a wandering trader because yeah, right away I'm thinking, wow, they might be wondering how in the world I have trees in a world that no trees actually are generated from the game seed. Well, wandering traders sell saplings, and Emerald's Purchase said wandering trader saplings. I found that a wandering trader that generated near me was selling jungle tree saplings, and I had a little over 20 emeralds on me at the time, and I bought 4 saplings and converted the 4 saplings over to, there's a half a dozen jungle trees out here now, but I have grown and chopped down enough of these trees that I have about well, almost, I have 2 dozen saplings, what I'm trying to say, a little over 2 dozen jungle saplings, so I can keep growing trees if I want. And then yeah, half a chest filled with jungle logs. It's not my favorite log to build with, so I don't do a lot with it, but I like having the logs for the wood supply and not needing to constantly go after the dark oak planks. I can just, you know, basically have my own style of tree farm here. But this is my fortress. This is what I started about the 5th day in playing in this world. I had decided I was going to come here and live in the end and put together a nice stronghold, a fortress of my own. And so, yeah, what I thought I might do is I'll probably put a video together of how to put this wall tile together. This is a style that I came up with on my own, and then I kind of adapt it each time I build something along this line. I've done it in prismarine blocks. I've done it in, as you can see, with terracottas. I've done it where these pillars are made out of logs. Well, at the time I didn't have any logs. Yeah, so I might put a video together, show you how to put that tile together for your own build purposes. But over here and over there, I've started the footprint for my cactus farm. As I showed you at World Spawn, there's a trader that will trade cactus stacks for iron blocks. And so you can build you a nice sized cactus farm. Actually, this is tileable. This is just 16 cactus, but it produces them very nicely and it doesn't lose very many, if any at all. If you encase it around the outsides, then none of the cactus pop and land on the outside edge. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I just put these in so that it would be running while I'm here. Basically, I haven't done anything but this single tile, just done it twice, and I'm starting to accumulate stacks of cactus just naturally playing the game. Let's see how many's over here. Each one of those stacks is a block of iron, so that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. It looks like I have about 13 or 14 stacks of cactus, and I haven't done anything other than just put the tile footprint together. I plan to go down. I don't like building up as much as I like building down. So yeah, I'll dig. I'll spend a lot of time digging. I could put a beacon in, it'll help. But Instone just is what it is. It's tough to break Instone. But yeah, I'll mine that all down underneath and then just start building it up and collecting lots and lots of cactus. So I have to put in a nice decent collection system of some style. But this is inside of one of the circular tower portions of my fortress, and I shaped it to have my smelter. Now I mentioned earlier about cooking rotten flesh and converting that into leather, and it's not hard. This smelter just constantly runs. I tend to run out of fuel more than anything, but I went and did some mining and gathered some coal. I have accumulated a chest filled with leather, no big deal. I had 4 double chests of rotten flesh from a zombie XP grinder that I made, and I was using looting 3 to collect up all of the goods. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. Pretty easy to get leather in this world now if you do the work. But yeah, it doesn't take much. You just find yourself a zombie spawner, build yourself a grinder farm, and then you'll have all the leather you need to build your enchantment library to get your armor set up so that you can have like God level gear. But this is my storage area. I haven't finished wrapping it around the rest of the way there because until I get all these signs that have a name on them, then I'm not going to need to add more storage chests. But this is the bulk of where I put all of my collection of all of my various random whatnots, all of the baubles that we collect in the game. You go mining, you end up with tons and tons of stone. I use Silk Touch to mine typically. This was all full, and I had a second one started, but then I started building with cobblestone, and so yeah, it started using up a lot of my cobble resources. But the cobblestone just trims this yellow in this end world, and all of the black and the yellow, it worked well together. And then I had so much orange terracotta from mining in the overworld that I decided that I would just put together something orange gray and use the yellow contrast, come up with this pretty cool, pretty nifty look. I think this world has shaped, I mean, my fortress has shaped up pretty nicely in this end world. So this is my base. I don't normally show stuff off too much about what I'm doing, but yeah, I did actually build myself a uh, Enderman farm. I might pop over and show it to you real quick. Tons and tons of ender pearls. You can actually trade the ender pearls that spawn with some eye of ender and get some diamonds as well. So like a stack of pearls and 4 eyes will get you a diamond, and you can do that pretty easily. So I'm going to build a blaze farm to provide myself the blaze powder I need to make the eyes so that I can trade. I can set up a chest full of eyes, and I can set up a chest full of pearls, and then I can just basically go to spawn and trade and trade and trade. But I'm flying over here to show you that I'm actually putting together a footprint for a blaze farm. that I don't want back at my base. I don't want it running, constantly, because it's going to cause a lot of lag for me. I sit at 60 FPS as my default, VSync it through my Optifine settings, and then I play on a laptop. So yeah, I'm not going to get any better FPS than what I have right now, which is a solid, nice 60. And it'll fluctuate between 50 and 60, but it basically sticks right at 60 on a really great day, plus or minus. And this footprint is going to be for a blaze farm. Now I elevated it above the earth, the end earth down below, and started the platform of the footprint. And this is going to be built based on the same concept as a farm I built in my hardcore world about 3 or 4 months ago, where you have the spawner and it generates the blaze, and they drift down, and then they're attracted to a slug of blocks here. So this chamber will actually come up, and it'll be filled with 5 blaze spawners that I've collected. So that'll be a nice production of blaze that will drift down 6 blocks below the bottom spawner and land, and there will be a glass floor right here, and they'll drift towards these blocks, and then right here will be a trapdoor trick that will let them filter down into a kill area. And so they'll just collect, and they'll collecting in an abundance, and then I'll loot 3, slaughter them with sweeping edge, and so they'll die in 2 or 3 hits, I think it is, with with sharp 5 and sweeping edge 3, they die in like 1, 2, or 3 swipes. The whole slug of the blaze will die that way. And I'll set it up so that they can basically land in a 1 wide 3 block long area, kind of like Tango Tech set up on his channel. Same concept, but I'm going to build it in the end, which is kind of nifty neato, in my opinion. Nifty neato, because I've not done this style of farm in the end yet, and so I'm going to do that on a video where I'll showcase that. But let's trigger back to the home. I think that's everything I was going to show you here, and so I'm going to pop over to the Enderman farm, and to do that I of course need to make my way back to where it's located. And so honestly, to show you my farm, I have to head off in the direction where my farm is located, and I don't particularly want to share that with you. I hope that if it's found, it isn't destroyed. I hope if people in this realm find it, they just go ahead and use it for themselves and have fun playing in a build that I made. But if they do destroy it, I'll just build another one. I'll probably build it out into the area where my base is located, where my fortress is located. But I'll see you right over there in just a second. Okay, it took me a little while to get over here, but yeah, look, you can see the Enderman. I built this I built it in survival in my hardcore world, and it takes a lot of work, and sometimes you run out of the items, and so it was like 6 episodes clipped in a series to build this farm. But yeah, this honestly is a lot smaller version than the huge one that I built in my hardcore world. I just want to test it. Look how fast these guys are dropping. I mean, these guys are just flying down through there. Flying down through there, and that platform is only 10 blocks this direction, 10 blocks the opposite direction, so the whole floor is only 21 blocks wide, and then it's 10 blocks from this edge to there, and then it's 10 blocks from this edge to there, and so in between is 7 blocks, so it's 21 blocks wide and 27 blocks across. And so, or however you say that, it's 27 blocks across and 21 blocks deep based on how I'm staring at it. And then it's 43 blocks dropping down to a half slab over the top of a bunch of hoppers. And so I need to put in a collection system, of course, but yeah, this was super simple. I built a really long block bridge out to here, and then I stack that block bridge up 3 blocks deep so that if I accidentally broke a block, I didn't fall out of the world. Then over here on the edge, if you break a block by accident, you can land in the water. But yeah, this is really awesome. And in my opinion, it's just awesome because, this farm has been around forever. Now I know you can build the game-breaking, overpowered Enderman farm down at Y1. I don't like building at Y1. I'm playing in survival, I'm playing in extreme, and if I slip and fall out of the world, it's going to just tick me off. So I stick with building the old school version here. Um, the I had to mute my game there because although I have my sound of the game turned off while I record the video, you can't hear these Endermen. They are going crazy. Let me pop over to survival. And then that's my smite poison stick. There's my sharp stick. Let's see. My armor is all repaired from fighting other monsters. I'm going to take that off and then move my pearl back over. You're going to see that this Enderman farm, I mean, it is going to produce a ton of pearls. I have just nearly filled that chest actually. It's going to produce a ton of pearls and a ton of XP. So you hit them with sweeping edge. They fall in their distance that they need to fall to take the max damage. But look at those orbs. I'm repairing my gear. I'm repairing my gear. I only did one pass and swiped all of the Endermen that were in here, and all of my gear is repaired. So let me swap these around, and then I hope not to forget to swap those around again, or I'll end up breaking another ender chest. But yeah, you whack these guys and then just hit the item that you want repaired, and it's just that fast. So let's go ahead and put these items back the way they need to go in my hotbar. We'll fix this while I'm here. It should, yeah, it fed XP right into it with no problem. The reason I take my armor off if I'm repairing items is because if you don't, then the game gets a little confused on what it wants to repair, and then it forces your XP collection into your levels instead of into mending. And so I take my armor off, and it'll feed the XP directly into the item I'm either holding in my hand or the item I'm holding in my hand or my offhand is what I was going to say. But I'm not holding anything in my shield hand was what maybe stumbled there a little bit at my words. But yeah, you can just stand here in this Enderman farm and kill these things all day and get all the XP you ever wanted. I'm at level 64. And that's because, I don't really pay a lot of attention to my XP levels. Once I get into the game, it's just, it's kind of whatever. And I was telling Cam earlier, Cam's a player here, and I was telling Cam earlier that, I kind of just forget that I have all of this XP because I don't use it for much. But yeah, I'm going to start throwing some chests out. I want to be able to get around there, so I'm only going to do like that. But for now, that's going to be plenty of extra storage. I'm going to start collecting the pearls. Whoops. Don't want to break my bookshelf if I can avoid it. But yeah, I'm going to start collecting these pearls here and put them in these other chests. And now you can set in a nice collection system of any style that you prefer. I don't mind just manually moving these over. It only takes you just a minute, not even a minute, it takes you just 30 seconds to move all these over. Oh, that's a double chest full. That's a lot of pearls. So yeah, these will fill up pretty quick, and that's all diamonds. I just need to build that blaze farm so that I have the blaze powder I need to convert. It'd be, 4 to 1. You know what I'm trying to say. If you had a chest, you need a chest of eyes, and you could do 2 double chests of of pearls. Is that right? Yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyways, this is 54 stacks, so that'd be 54 diamonds, and you have a chest of ender pearls converted to eyes. No big deal, right? So you need blaze farm, is my point. You need a blaze farm. And so this is just diamonds now instead of just wasting the ender pearls. In most of my survival worlds, I usually end up setting up, I call it a spitter. I set up a dispenser here or a dropper here, just depending on what I have available, and I drop those items out into the void. Usually just throw all of the ender pearls away because I don't need them anymore. But yeah, this is my Enderman farm, and I did set up a library here that you can use. It's level 30. So if you're playing in my Java world, which by the way, I'll invite you freely if you're interested, toss your gamer name in the comment section below and let me know that you're interested in playing and you don't cheat and you don't use duplication and you don't load X-ray texture packs. And by default, joining my whitelist means that you agree to those things and you'll get to play in the Java realm. And it is extreme survival. PvP is on, griefing is allowed, raiding is allowed. So you can choose to either get along or you can choose to kill each other and steal each other's stuff. So it's basically just kind of whatever you want to do as a player, and it's left up to you to play the way you want. But hit me up in the comment section down below and I'll get you added to the Fun with Flapjack Java realm. And I know it's not a server. I don't want a server. I like having the Java realm idea set up to welcome players to come and play in a style that I like, and then keep the world small. You know, if we get 10 or whatever players in there playing all at once, then yeah, maybe I'll look into getting into an actual server setup that would allow me to add more players, or you know, I'll explore the concepts of whether or not Microsoft allows you to pay for a larger realm. I don't even know. So, yeah, basically, this is everything I have going on for my gameplay in my Java realm right now, the Fun with Flapjack Extreme Hard Survival World. It's a pretty amazing concept and lots of fun. This world is not going to get deleted until I'm forced to delete it, which means in the Nether, when the Nether update comes out, I'm going to look to see if it is at all possible to update only the Nether. I think you can do that, but I haven't done it enough to just remember how I did it. So that's what I'm trying to say is I'm going to try to keep the world and not delete it. Of course, I have other ideas of other really challenging worlds that I want to create once the new update comes out, but I'm just going to wait until Optifine catches up with the 1.16 update before I make any adjustments. And of course, I want to wait until the data pack creators decide whether or not they're going to adapt them to the 1.16 game version as well, because this concept of gameplay might not play through to the next update of the game. And so we may have to go strictly to a vanilla world and have the options to play in both of these worlds. But all of that being said, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm up to, and this is the fun that we're having with Flapjack. So I hope that you'll toss your name down below in the comment section. Hit me up, subscribe if you haven't, hit that like button, let me know you're enjoying what I'm doing with my content, and then yeah, comment below. Let me know if you're interested in trying to see if you have the skills yet in survival to live and thrive and not only survive in an extremely harsh environment within the Minecraft worlds. I'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.